What if everything you've been taught about minimalism is wrong? Because minimalism isn't just white walls and empty shelves. It's not about owning less just to prove a point. It's not a trend, a style, or an aesthetic. It's a philosophy, ancient, quiet, and deeply personal. In Japan, minimalism was never about appearances. It was, and still is, a way of seeing the world, a way of listening to your life. And within this way of living, there are 3 timeless principles, 3 gentle truths that can shift not just the way your home looks, but the way your mind feels. In this video, we'll explore a beauty that doesn't shout for attention, but patiently reveals itself over time. We'll enter silence, not as a void, but as a kind of presence, and we'll discover how tiny, quiet steps can lead to powerful, lasting transformation. You won't find dramatic before and after moments here, but you might find yourself breathing deeper, noticing more, slowing down, not out of laziness but out of respect for your own rhythm. If the world has felt too loud lately, if your life feels cluttered, not just with things, but with distractions, demands, and constant motion, then this isn't just a video, it's an invitation to pause, to return, to begin again, softly. Shibui, the art of subtle elegance. Let's begin with Shibui, a word that doesn't have a direct translation, and that's because it's not just a style, it's a feeling. In Japanese culture, Shibui represents a quiet elegance, something that doesn't demand attention, but gently rewards it. It's the kind of beauty that unfolds slowly, not in the first glance, but in the 1000th. In the West, minimalism is often mistaken for emptiness. We're shown white walls, sharp corners, clean lines, spaces that feel sterile and cold. But Shibui invites us into a different vision, one where beauty doesn't shout, it whispers. Imagine walking into a small, hidden tea house in Kyoto. The wood is aged but solid, the cushions are worn but soft, there's no chandelier, no centerpiece, no bold color screaming for attention. And yet, you feel calm, at peace. Why? Because nothing is trying to impress you. Everything is simply there, present, grounded, honest. We live in a world addicted to trends and constant upgrades. We're told again and again, newer is better, flashier is better, bigger is better. But think about it. How many things have you bought that were exciting at first, only to become invisible or irritating weeks later? The trendy lamp, the gadget you never use, the chair that looked great online but never really felt like you. That's the trap Shibui helps us escape. Instead of chasing attention, it teaches us to notice depth, to pause and ask ourselves, does this object still speak to me, even when it's no longer new? Does it bring calm, not chaos? Is it humble in form, but rich in feeling? That's Shibui. It's the handmade ceramic mug with the hairline crack you now find beautiful. It's the novel with yellowed pages that you've read 3 times. It's the linen shirt that fits your body and your soul better with age. If you want to bring Shibui into your life, start small. Choose one area, your desk, your nightstand, your kitchen counter. Then ask yourself, what here is trying too hard to impress? What looked good at first but now feels loud? And what here adds peace, even in silence, even when no one's watching? Remove just one item that doesn't align with who you are now, and allow one calm, meaningful piece to remain, or maybe leave space for nothing at all. Because Shibui doesn't mean having nothing. It means choosing what deepens in meaning the longer it stays. It means surrounding yourself with things that hold your story quietly. And here's something I'd love for you to reflect on. Do you own something that feels more beautiful now than when you first bought it? Share it in the comments. I read every single one. Minimalism is not about subtraction for the sake of emptiness. It's about subtraction that reveals harmony. And Shibui is the essence of that harmony. Quiet, timeless, deeply human. Sejaku, stillness in the middle of chaos. Next, we arrive at Seijaku, a deeply rooted Japanese concept that evokes serenity, stillness, and quietude. But here's the most important truth. Sejaku isn't about the absence of noise, it's about the presence of peace, even in the middle of chaos. It's not silence for the sake of silence, it's silence with purpose, with soul. In traditional Japanese gardens, every detail is intentional. You might notice a single stone carefully placed beside a small pool of water, a shadow cast just so, a space where nothing happens except calm. These aren't design accidents, they are invitations to pause, to breathe, to notice. And yet, how often do we allow that kind of pause in our own lives? We rush from one task to another, scrolling between moments, treating silence like a void we must quickly fill. Background noise becomes our normal. Podcasts during breakfast, music while working, a video playing while brushing your teeth. We've forgotten what stillness sounds like, and more importantly, what it feels like. But what if minimalism wasn't just about decluttering your physical space? What if it meant decluttering your mental space? What if stillness wasn't a luxury, but a form of power? Try this. Think back to the last time you sat in total silence. No notifications, no distractions, no multitasking, just you and the sound of your own breath. Was it uncomfortable, awkward, or strangely freeing? Because here's the truth. Stillness reveals things we've been avoiding, thoughts we've buried under to-do lists, feelings we've ignored by staying busy. But in the practice of Seijaku, stillness isn't something to run from. It's something to protect, to honor, to build into your life, moment by intentional moment. You don't need a Zen garden or a meditation retreat. All you need is one pause. Every day that you fiercely protect. Start small. Mute your phone and just sit for 10 minutes. No agenda, no goal, just presence. Before dinner, light a candle. Turn off the lights. Let yourself arrive into the moment. And when someone sends you a message, pause. Don't rush to reply. Let the silence teach you something first. These micro pauses are more powerful than you think, because in them, anxiety starts to loosen its grip. Your nervous system recalibrates, and the person beneath the noise, your true self, starts to emerge. And maybe for the first time all day, you feel still. Not because the world has quieted down, but because you have. Minimalism isn't only about letting go of objects. It's also about letting go of noise, of urgency, of the myth that if we're not moving, we're falling behind. Sejaku teaches us the opposite, that in stillness, we move closer to truth, closer to clarity, closer to peace. And maybe, just maybe, it's the most radical form of minimalism we can practice today. What one pocket of stillness will you protect tomorrow? Maybe a silent coffee at sunrise, a 2-minute phone-free pause, or a candlelit breath before dinner. Tell me in the comments. I read every story. And if these quiet moments resonate, hit subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss the next dose of minimalist calm. Kaizen, the power of tiny improvements. Finally, let's talk about Kaizen, a quiet but revolutionary philosophy that has changed lives, businesses, and cultures. At its heart, Kaizen means continuous improvement, but not in giant leaps, in small, steady, consistent steps. The kind of progress that's so gentle you barely notice it happening, until one day, everything feels different. In Western culture, we're obsessed with big change. We binge watch extreme makeovers. We crave before and after moments. The 30-day declutter challenge, the 7-day detox, the new me that's supposed to arrive overnight. But Kaizen doesn't believe in overnight transformations. It whispers, don't rush, just begin. And this is where minimalism often fails us. We think we have to overhaul everything at once, empty the entire closet, redesign the living room, digitize all our paperwork. But that mindset, it burns out quickly. It's exhausting, unsustainable. What Kaizen offers is relief and something far more powerful. A way to build a minimalist life that actually lasts. Picture this. Instead of trying to declutter your whole home this weekend, you open just one drawer. You look at every object inside and you ask, do I need this? Does this serve me today? That's it. That's Kaizen. It might feel small, almost too small, but when you show up again tomorrow, another drawer, another decision, you're not just organizing, you're rewiring your habits, rebuilding your relationship with enough. And here's the beautiful truth. The smaller the habit, the more likely it is to stick. Let minimalism become a rhythm, not a task list. Start by letting go of one item each day that no longer adds value. A chipped mug, a piece of clothing that doesn't fit who you are anymore, a digital file collecting dust. Then try this. Set a 5-minute timer before bed. Not to clean, not to organize, just to review. Look at your digital space, your calendar. Ask yourself, where can I make one thing simpler? One email to unsubscribe from. One commitment to rethink. One yes you're allowed to turn into a gentle no. By making these micro adjustments, you're not just managing clutter. You're shaping your identity. You're becoming someone who values space, clarity, and intention. Not just once in a while, but every single day. Big change is overwhelming, but Kaizen makes it gentle. And when it's gentle, it becomes sustainable. And when it's sustainable, it becomes real. So today, take just one step. Let go of one thing. Say no to one more piece of digital noise. Breathe through one quiet decision. Over time, these small shifts will reshape your life from the inside out. So now, let's bring it all together. We began with Shibui, the quiet elegance that doesn't scream for attention, but slowly earns your love with time. It reminded us that beauty doesn't have to be loud to be meaningful. Sometimes it's the chipped mug, the faded shirt, the silent calming space that holds your thoughts like a soft bowl holds water. Then came Seijaku, the stillness within the storm, a powerful invitation to protect moments of calm, not in a retreat far away, but right here, in the middle of your real, messy, noisy life. Because peace isn't what happens when the world finally quiets down. Peace is what you choose to create in the spaces between. And finally, Kaizen, the gentle power of small, consistent action. A reminder that you don't have to change your whole life today. You just need to take one conscious step, and then another, until one day you wake up in a space and a mindset that feels entirely your own. You see, minimalism isn't about what you remove. It's about what you return to. Yourself, your peace, your presence. And you don't need a perfect home to get there. You don't need a clean white Instagram feed. You don't even need to get it right every day. You just need to start with heart, with intention, with the courage to say, I don't want more things. I want more meaning. So, here's your gentle challenge for tonight. Choose just one of these habits. Not all three, just one. Maybe you light a candle before dinner. and breathe in stillness. Maybe you hold a simple object and ask yourself, is this quietly beautiful? Maybe you let go of one thing you no longer need and feel lighter even by a gram. That's where the shift begins. Not with a grand gesture, but with presence. If one of these Japanese habits spoke to you, tell me in the comments. I learned from every reflection. And who knows, your words might inspire someone else to begin their own journey toward less noise and more life. If this video brought you peace, share it with someone who needs to breathe deeper today. And if you want more than just decluttering tips, if you want minimalist wisdom that nourishes your mind, don't forget to subscribe. This channel is your space to return to what matters. Because minimalism isn't about emptiness, it's about making room for a life that feels full in all the right ways. Until next time, breathe deep, be kind to your space, and above all, keep it simple.